That video perfectly encapsulates everything I've been saying about school shootings for like the past 2 years, because if you didn't know, there was a school shooting at FSU yesterday.
Our breaking news on the campus of Florida State University. Police say a 20-year-old student went on a shooting spree on campus today.
It all happened right there at the Student Union around noon today. Here is what we know so far. 2 people are dead, but they are not students at Florida State. 6 other people were shot and rushed to the hospital. The shooter is in custody right now, but he was also shot by police and taken to the hospital as well. That shooter has been identified as 20-year-old Phoenix Eichner. He is the son of a Leon County deputy. He was also a student at Florida State. The sheriff says the gun he used today belongs to his mother, who was that deputy. Let's get back out to Fox 35's Marie Ettinger live on campus tonight with the very latest. Marie.
Just a half hour ago, I showed you video of students who talked about how this has impacted them, how they ran away in fear. At first, not even hearing the gunshots, some of them just seeing a stampede and reacting to that. Some of them saying they wound up barricading themselves inside until police came to get them. Now, that student union is just about a half mile away from where I am, and up until a few moments ago, police presence was still extremely active here. We had local and state law enforcement on scene, as well as the FBI. They are still monitoring the campus, even though we know that threat has been neutralized. The fear here is still palpable, and that's one of the things they're trying to get control of, not just gathering information, trying to figure out how this happened and why, but also making sure that students feel safe. I did talk earlier with one of the students who was in that student union. Garrett Weimer was able to speak with him as well from Fox 35, and we talked about with him about how he was feeling when all of this happened, those exact moments when everything started going wrong for the students here at FSU. Now, he says he grew up in schools where drills for shootings were common. He says that this was presented as something almost common and something that kids learned about to make sure that they'd be prepared if it ever happened. He never thought that that would become a win. He says he remembered those drills when he found himself running away in that crowd today, hiding, and then eventually getting escorted out.
We practiced for it, we trained for it, and it was kind of like, one, just thinking of everything you've learned through the years on how to stay safe, and 2, if I have to get out of here, what are my ways out of here? If I have to defend myself, how can I defend myself? And just praying and, hoping.
And amidst all the panic and the chaos and the concern for family members and friends and alike, you have people online having the usual conversations that we have about school shootings. Oh, what's the ethnicity? Oh, what's the political beliefs? Oh, what's the sexuality? Oh, this video of someone recording a body that's bleeding and they're walking by it, not caring, sipping Starbucks. Oh, why is that going on? It's going on. All of these things are going on is because as they keep happening again and again and again and again and again and again, and they become a little bit more frequent from the previous one, because it wasn't longer than 2 days ago we were talking about another shooting that happened at a school in Texas. And the more these go on, the more people feel comfortable barely caring and just getting the cycle out of the way, where it happens, there's panic, there's political discussion, there's gun control discussion, there's a thoughts and prayers somewhere in there. We rinse, repeat until we all die, and it's getting sad. Why? Because it keeps happening more and more to the point where, fuck it, we just got to start questioning what's wrong with us, because we're not having as much compassion as we used to have about these things.
What the actual fuck is wrong with our society, bro? If you don't know, there's a fucking school shooting at FSU right now, and the first thing I see when I open up Twitter is some people fucking saying, oh, the liberals are gonna do this, oh, the Trumpists are gonna do this. What the fuck is wrong with you, bro? What does this have to do about politics? Kids are fucking dying. You're here worrying about fucking... That shit's just crazy, man. I'm sorry to all the people who were affected, but I hope you're all okay.
I just watched a video of a Florida State student actively bleeding out, and the person filming her is casually strolling by while sipping a Starbucks coffee and recording her body. Not sure how we've become so apathetic and insensitive. Maybe it's because things like this happen so frequently in America, or maybe it's because cell phones have rotted our brains, but we are in need of a serious cultural realignment. The person who took that video, I wish you nothing but the worst.
And it's sick that we're not, but the thing about that is, as long as it keeps happening more frequently, the less people are gonna like have that panic and compassion, and more people are just gonna look at the cycle and say, all right, which part are we on? And it sucks. It is disturbing and disgusting that somebody, instead of either ignoring the body or calling 911 to let them know that, hey, there's somebody bleeding right here, they're recording it and just going on in their merry way and posting it on social media. Yes, it's deranged. Yes, it's fucking crazy. Yes, it shows a lack of compassion, but you can no longer be surprised by these things. You can no longer look at some shit like that and be like, oh my God. You just got to look at it and be like, yep, that's the fucking world we live in. And regardless of what anybody thinks, nothing's really gonna happen, because now I'm at the point of saying, well, it's the end of the year, we're not really gonna see another one. There's about a month and a half left for a couple people when it comes to school and college. Who knows what's going on for these colleges when it comes to summer classes? And then we got another school year of potential mass shootings. It gets to a point where people are just tired because they know none of the people in the world that are leaders can do anything about it, because again, as I stated in the last video about this said topic, what criminal do you know that's gonna give a fuck about respecting the law? We got people who are talking about how these people are trans and how that matters. It came out as the time went on, which is what you should do when it comes to breaking stories. Just wait and you will get everything that you want, that the individual ain't trans, but they're the son of a current deputy who got the guns from the deputy, and where they keep the guns, because once you're the son of somebody who works in the police force, you tend to have a little bit more easy access towards these guns. There are people bitching and moaning about this dude being a fucking Republican or a Democrat or a leftist or a pansexual. It's like we get to a point where you can never really expect a true outcome that would actually lead to a little bit more calm and peace. And that sucks, because I think everyone watching this video can agree, school shootings, yeah, we really don't want to see those. We really don't want to hear about those. We really don't want to experience those. But the trick to that is you would have to have trust in humanity for you to never hear about any of that again. And that's the sick part, because you won't. It's unfortunate that on occasions where we feel as though the world can't get any worse, we got to hear about people getting shot at and killed at colleges, at schools, at middle schools, elementary schools, high schools. It doesn't matter. It's a disturbing thing to see. But I'm gonna need y'all to understand, videos like that one where you just see somebody casually recording a dead body, those are gonna happen more and more the more these things keep happening, and the more we just show a lack of compassion towards actually preserving any form of justice, and we just get to think peace and everything to absolute hell. When you hear about a school shooting and immediately is, oh, what's the race? Oh, what's the political affiliation? Are they trans? You create that environment where later on, nobody's gonna give a fuck. So I would say I hope it stops, but it won't. And that's the sick part. And I don't really even know how to end the video on like any funny or positive note. This shit just sucks. It sucks that people are in the hospital. It sucks that there's the risk that they succumb to their injuries. It sucks that there are people who are no longer on this earth. And there's really nothing we could fucking do about it, because I live in a world where it's better to have think pieces than it is to have a solution that could potentially do anything worth of note. And that sentence gets circumvented by what I said earlier, which is, what criminal or what deranged motherfucker you know that has such a problem with the world that they're going to start respecting the law? It's impossible. So I guess see y'all for the next one, which is the most fucked thing I could possibly say. But hey, that's the reality we live in. Bye. Peace.